All right, all right. Making sure I get everybody in here. I'm gonna scoot a little bit to my left. He can scoot the frame more. Come on. There you go. All right, so we're gonna get into this thing. This is the mastermind teaching right here. When everybody gets a round of applause, we just gonna do our thing tonight. We have to teach our young people about the ways of the world, and for the most part, I want to get it out there that a mastermind, the way masterminds think, like we can have like just a talk real quick, and I want y'all to kind of like inbox or make your comments this conversation. So when I bring one of my own on to the show, it's to let you know, like I said before, if you have an out of control team, not saying my young man is, I'm just saying if you have an out of control young person and you want them to, you want to know a winning strategy for getting them right, I just want you to know I'm the kind of coach that practices what he preaches. And so I have Demir down here, man. Thank you very much for joining me. A lot of people want to know what it's like, to have TAIBU Muad'Dib for a dad. I mean, considering that, your mom's married to a guy and you guys live in Wisconsin, we're here in Texas right now. But what do you think the benefits are to, having TAIBU Muad'Dib for a dad? What do you feel about your dad, and how do you feel like it's playing a part in your development as a young person?
I feel like that it's really nice to have like a big influence in my life, and I don't really know.
Oh, that was a good start. Give it up for dad to get influence. All right. So when we move into wondering, fellas, how much of an impact we have on our young people's lives, I can go all day about what, men that look like me aren't doing for the young people. But I want you to know, as a winning strategies coach, I still have to have a winning strategy for all of mine. This is the youngest of my fantastic four. And, we haven't spent much time together yet, have we? All right. And so Mike's over here, so you got to talk a little bit louder. So just making sure that everybody knows, I'm teaching this week for the mastermind studies on how to handle a loss. So do you think that if you lost a game or lost a friend or something like that, what is your strategy for dealing with a loss?
It's like I would like try to like for a game, I would try to strive harder to like do better. And for a loss, I would just try to have space away from other people. Like take time for myself.
Okay. We processing it. When you hear that sound, write it down. So he really just joining me on the show. I appreciate you joining my show, Demir. He didn't even know that he literally didn't know that in reality, I pretty much gave them that as a winning strategy. Like you didn't know, or maybe you watched my show, but I think that compartmentalizing a loss is one of the winning strategies I've given out. Putting it away from, like you said, getting some space, taking time to process that, and then doing some research sometime, or just doing something to really get you ready to actually deal with it. So when you get some space from it, do you go back to it and deal with it, or you just kind of act like it wasn't there, just try to get over it without actually, facing why you lost?
I like deal with it.
Okay, that's smart. So even the young people say deal with it. You know, don't try to run away from it forever. By the way, we're over here on TikTok and YouTube. Win with TAIBU. Please subscribe to my YouTube page so you can get more of this teaching. If you can't get your young person to sit down with you and listen to you, adults and parents, you're doing it wrong. All right. Don't be afraid to be that child's influence. Don't be afraid to be that child's leader. I mean, we want to have a relationship with our children of trust, right? So, you know, I try to make sure my young people know I'm not going to lie to them. And it's something that I expect for them not to lie to me. But that's important so I can have their back and I can advocate on their behalf. TAIBU Muad'Dib right here, certified goal achievement coach. I do have your back as well. If you want to reach out to me at some point and get on a coaching program, the first step coaching program is for you. Just reach out to me. Call the hospitality hotline. It's 682-514-5955. Now we're gonna have some fun. All right. So on the fun side, you know, what's it like being 12 these days? The phones and the internet and stuff like that is a lot of pressure. Talk to us.
It's not really that much pressure. It's just being a kid.
Okay. Okay. But you do have more access to stuff as a kid than you would have had you not had the internet, correct? And other people would have access to you that they wouldn't have had if you didn't have the internet, right? Okay. So how do you handle that pressure? Like, you know, get on the game with us, Demir, or you know, from people that's overseas.
I would just get on the game.
Okay. Okay. Get on the game. Absolutely. And what's your game? Roblox. Okay. Fortnite. All right. Shout out to the game makers out there. If you are into coding and you're making these fantastic games, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I just think that you should have a winning strategy lined up. So because you game a lot, you experience loss all the time, then, huh? All right. It makes you want to get better. You just so
I
when
just keep playing. Even though I lose, I just keep.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I mean that's important. That's important. I mean, don't give up. If you enjoy something, don't give up on it. What I will say real quick is on the podcast, I try to make sure that I, you know, offer winning strategies to the audience, the viewing audience. And so in the way of experiencing loss, uh, you know, what do you want to say to the viewing audience about how you handle a loss? And if somebody's struggling right now with it, what would you advise them to do?
I would like. I don't know. It's kind of hard.
To give someone advice? Well, I asked, see, I set you up. I be setting folks up. So I asked you how you dealt with it. You seem to have, like you had a pretty good plan. So why wouldn't you at least advise them to do what you do?
Just keep going.
Okay. Okay. And you know, the three components to know that you're a mastermind. I'm just going to recap last week. The three components are being willing to rebel, not in a disrespectful way, young people, but you know, if you don't believe that things are being done right, setting up your own way of doing things, you know, to show the establishment that you're doing things is better. Part of what you're supposed to be about. Okay. I want you to know definitively that if your thoughts are bigger than your peer group, and this is like you young, so like y'all talking like kids, I want to go hang with them. I need to do it bigger. That's when you know you're a mastermind. And the last one is belief. You have to believe at some point it's for you. Okay. You have to believe that you can achieve it. If you feel like it's more is out there, it's for you. Once you believe it, so those three components, and many of you out there, like my son, many of you out there, he's a keep going kind of guy. But a lot of you don't have that strength. A lot of people don't have that kind of strength. A lot of people out there right now, they're depressed, they're sad, they experienced a loss, and they haven't recovered from it. It's affecting their quality of life. So, what would you say to a person that's not handling the loss really well? You know, you said keep going, but like, how would you, tell them to fix their day, or what routine would you tell them to work? I mean, how would you get them motivated?
Like try to like find something that makes you like, laugh or something, or like just like take a nap or like reset.
Okay, okay. And so, out of the mouth to bathe, everybody. It's important for us to listen to our young people. So parents, don't just always talk at them. Listen to them, because it more than likely will refresh you and offer you a fresh perspective. So don't think just because you're the parent and the adult that they might not be able to bring something important or effective or helpful to the table. So I appreciate you for saying that to the folks out there. But what I'm telling you guys right now, like, dealing with the loss it can be debilitating. Some people lose their faith in their religion. Did you know that? Yeah. Some people, lose their faith in themselves. Like, really, CEOs of major companies lose their faith in their ability to do their job, and they step down. I'm telling you right now, purpose is so important. And I have a winning strategy even for that, to find your purpose in life. So, the coaching program is important. I want you all to know that I do these podcasts and I go live to try to bring a vibe in that's palatable, for most of you who hear people who are always trying to direct you. I'm not going to direct you. I'm going to offer winning strategies for you, and it's up to you to pick them up and adopt them as your own or not. But what I will say is that I feel like most of the time, I have the stronger argument, because if by the time Coach TAIBU steps in, you've seen a lot, right? You've been unsuccessful in some things, and I'm asking him to say, well, if I hear your goal, that sounds pretty doable. How come you haven't been able to get it on your own? And when I ask you that, I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest. All right. There are so many things I could say about dealing with the loss. I dealt with one recently. My mom passed this year. I'm just sharing that with all of you, let you know I'm a real dude. My mom passed this year, and I space things. I have to work a lot harder to be organized and stay organized, because I miss moms. Things have come up and I want to talk to my mom about it, but I have to talk now in prayer. Won't be able to hear her voice. I've saved one of her last voicemails on my phone so I can hear her voice, feel comforted. But I have a winning strategy for that. I'm going to have to let that go when this year is up. But in this year, please, y'all, allow me that comfort. Okay? Because it does make me smile. But I'm saying to you right now, I think that it's important for you to know that, like my son here, I already have a built-in kind of way of dealing with a loss. Now, he said, keep going. Me personally, I paused for a minute. So I paused for a minute because I want to consider the totality of that event. Some losses are minor, like a video game loss, and some losses are major, like a friendship ending. And it don't matter why a friendship ends. We never remember why the friendship ends. It's just, this was your ace boon coon, and now you go to talk to them, and something happens. You go to pick up the phone, or you wonder why they ain't called. The friendship's over. Now, there's a lot to be said for reconciliation and making amends, right? Apologize and stuff like that. But you still have to be prepared with a winning strategy to handle these losses because you still have to go to work or you still run your business. There's clients that need to be taken care of and customers that are going to come in the door. So I want you to know that it's okay to cut your losses. It is. It's okay to cut your losses. If something isn't going the way you want it to go, cut your losses and move forward. I'm a do-it-yourself kind of guy. I just want you to know that you might not know yourself. I'll ask you for help like I'm doing right now, but for the most part, I'll do it myself. I don't need nobody to help me shine, elevate, build. All right. So let me get into the lesson. Many of you know how important it is for me to promote my podcast, love, lies, and everything in between. And the reason that I'm really big on that is because oftentimes these days, the love is going to come with some lies. When you hear that sound, write it down. These days, the love is going to come with some lies. And many of you aren't ready to address that. You don't have a winning strategy for it. I'm a big proponent. I'm a big supporter of lie detector tests. I am. And y'all can laugh at me if you want to and think I'm crazy, but I don't believe that blind trust is a winning strategy. When you meet somebody, you ought to have especially if you like them and want to hang with them a lot. You have to have a process by with which you can put this person through the situation and make sure that they prove themselves to be trustworthy. Because trust is a very precious and delicate thing to hand out to folks. I'm just letting you know. Now, how many of you thought I was going to bring in the loss of trust in a relationship when I first started the podcast? I'll wait. You. I didn't know I was going there. So many of you right now are watching this podcast with me and my son, and trust has been lost, right? That's like me telling him, man, we're gonna go do XYZ tomorrow. And then he'd be like, Dad, what we're gonna do? It's that time. I'm like, oh, I forgot. That's trust is, you can lose a little trust right there, right? Trying to work on this young man's. It's called when you speak and you use inflection, you have to project that yes. You don't have to yell it, but you can say yes, and it would be a lot. I want to hear you shoot out. I'm like, huh? The point I'm trying to make is from man to child, man to woman. The bottom line is when you lose trust, that's a lot harder to build back and get that back. And he said again, yes. Yeah, of course it is, Dad. Like, hit him with that. Yeah, of course it is, Dad. Like, yeah, hit him with that. But for real, it is, and many of you are going through something and don't know what to do because that trust has been lost. The loss of trust is a beast, and many of you don't know how to deal with it. They don't do, man. I have a winning strategy for that. I podcast every Sunday at 6401 Cooper Street at the Margarita Express. Come on out, man. Have a good time with me. I might put the microphone in your face. That's all right, though. Give me honest opinions. Let's put it out there. Let the culture decide. It's worth. So I don't do the twerking and the popping the balloons and all that. I deal in winning strategies. Winning strategies. So if you want to win, if you believe that you should win and you can win, why don't you go ahead and make it happen by putting the winning strategy behind it? 68251 514-5955. Reach out to the hospitality hotline. All right. Next week, my final week on mastermind teaching, I'm going to let you guys call in. You guys call in and get some free stuff. All right. So don't forget. Hey, let's go. Now, when you overcome today's obstacles, tomorrow will always feel like paradise. That's my time tonight. Remember how you handle a loss. Episode 6, how you handle a loss, right? How you handle the loss of trust in relationship when the love in the relationship is lost. How do you handle it when the fidelity in relationship is lost? You're going to experience loss, people, and you want to have a winning strategy to respond. Right? Always go for the win. TAIBU More Deep. I am your winning strategies coach. Get the book on Amazon Books right now. Coach TAIBU's winning strategy. You need that. They need that. All right. Give a shout out. Let's go.
Shout out to him.
Oh, I hope your mom don't watch this show. You ain't been shout nobody out. What do that? Everybody, all the guests give a shout out. You give a shout out to somebody. You ain't gonna shout nobody out. None of your siblings, none of that. Ooh. What podcast can you do? Man, you gotta get some shout outs, man. What if everybody over there in Middleton, you know what I'm saying, on the block, outside? Well, you gotta give a shout out now. Come on. I mean, they're there, but they're not really there. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give it a shot. Let's go.
I don't know the shout.
He gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna send this to your mom. I'm gonna send it to the car. I'm gonna be like, man, he ain't shout. I'm gonna send it to John. So I'm like, he ain't shout none of y'all out. He just dissed you. I'm gonna find that girl on Snapchat too and shout you. Dissed him. He dissed y'all. But let me get some shout outs, man. I'm gonna shout out to my best friend, Lionel Payton, man. The loss of your mom affects us all. Miss Lois Payton has gone on to heaven and on to glory, man. So if you know Lionel Payton, reach out to him and let him know that you feel him, man, that you support his struggle. Also, shouting out all my people in Pittsburgh, all my people in Ohio, all my folks in Indiana, all my people in Wisconsin, and my family all around the world. You already know what it is. TAIBU More Deep right here, the ultimate salesman, coach, author, speaker, master motivator. If you know and you believe that you have some mastermind in you and you're ready to bring it out, inbox me, DM me, or just text the hospitality hotline, 682-514-5955. When you overcome today's obstacles, tomorrow always feels like paradise. Let's go. Give me some. Whoop, got it. You can go ahead and turn that off real quick. I always give you a little bit extra. You already know how I do it here. Make sure that you tune in and tap in. You don't want to miss the opportunity. You don't want to miss the opportunity to jump in here and get your blessing, catch your blessing. Because you once believed that you could reach that goal. And I'm trying to revive that belief that you can get it done. So join us this summer, man. Next week. All calls, I'm taking all calls and texts. I'm hooking up with some free stuff this week. Mastermind teaching. How do you handle a loss of something important in your relationship? When that thing dies, that you've lost that thing, how do you handle it? You win a strategy? Let's go.